Welcome to the Deep Dive. We've got a really interesting one for you all today. We're going to be looking into a case that's really going to make you think about the connection between, like, your mind and your body. Just imagine this. Okay, small town in India, guy named Vikas Dubey, and a series of events that had, well, everyone confused.
Definitely not your run-of-the-mill medical mystery.
Not at all.
This one really makes you stop and think, just how powerful is our mind.
So get this. For 40 days, every Saturday, like clockwork, this guy, Vikas, claimed he was bitten by a venomous snake.
7 bites in total, every single Saturday for 40 days straight. It's a detail that always gets me.
Okay, so you say claimed. Did anyone actually ever see a snake?
That's the thing. Nobody did. Not his family, not anyone in the town, not even the doctors who were treating him.
Hold on. So he's going to the hospital saying he's been bitten, but no one's seeing a snake.
Yep. Every time he had what seemed like totally real snake bite symptoms. The pain, the swelling, you name it. They even gave him anti-venom.
Wow. What are the doctors thinking during all of this?
Well, you can imagine they were pretty puzzled. They treated him, of course, because the symptoms seemed real. But here's the other strange thing. He always recovered really fast, much faster than you'd expect from, a venomous snake bite.
So you have these bites, always on a Saturday, always a quick recovery, and never an actual snake. What were people saying?
It's a small town, right? So, of course, rumors started flying. Some folks thought Vikas was faking it. Maybe he wanted attention, who knows? Others, well, they were talking about curses and all sorts of strange stuff.
I can see why. It does sound like something out of, like, a movie or something.
Yeah.
But then the story gets even weirder. You mentioned dreams earlier, right?
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really interesting. Vikas started having these really vivid dreams about this massive snake. And it wasn't just any snake. It had these incredible scales, like shimmering emerald and gold.
Okay, getting kind of creepy now.
And get this, he said the snake spoke to him.
No way. What did it say?
It gave him a warning. It said the 9th bite, that would be his last.
Oh, man, talk about pressure. I would be freaking out. So what happened? What did this doctor do? A warning from a dream snake? I mean, come on.
Dr. Geary, he was different. He knew that sometimes the weirdest, most confusing cases, they start in the mind, not just the body.
Yeah, but back then,
Yeah.
that wasn't exactly, like, common knowledge, right? Especially in a place like that.
You're right. He was ahead of his time for sure. He understood the mind-body connection way before it was, a thing.
So he thought Vikas needed more than just medicine.
Exactly. Like, regular treatment wasn't going to cut it. Vikas needed someone to really hear him out, to figure out what was going on in his head.
Okay, so what did he do?
Dr. Geary put together a whole team, and they decided to keep a close eye on Vikas, especially with that 9th Saturday coming up.
Oh, man. Here it comes. So what happened?
Imagine it, right? Saturday evening, everyone on edge. I mean, wouldn't you be? Waiting for the snake bite to happen. And then,
He screams. The snake got him.
right on cue, just like the previous times, Vikas grabs his leg, starts yelling in pain, totally convinced that dream snake got him again. But this time, Dr. Geary and his team are right there.
Okay, but did they see anything? Anything at all?
Nope, no snake. Just like before, nothing. But Vikas was insistent. It's there. I see it, he says.
Was it? Was there really something there, like maybe a different kind of snake?
Well, there was a snake. A totally normal, harmless garden snake. The kind you see everywhere in that part of India. Nothing dangerous at all.
He's reacting like this to a garden snake, as if it's some, like, deadly cobra or something.
Exactly. And that's when it clicked for Dr. Geary. Vikas's mind, with all the stress and those crazy dreams, it was making him react to a harmless garden snake as if it were that terrifying snake from his nightmare.
Wow. So his fear was literally turning this little garden snake into a monster.
You got it. It's
Yeah.
like a total mind-body connection. You're like, sometimes we forget how strong that link really is.
Yeah. So what do you even do about that? So there you have it. This guy, Vikas, he's terrified because of these dreams, and it's like his body is actually reacting as if he's in danger, physically. What could Dr. Geary even do?
Dr. Geary knew this wasn't a case of just giving him more antivenom and calling it a day, right? It was all in his head.
Yeah, makes sense. But how do you treat that? I mean, was therapy even a thing back then in that part of the world?
You're right, it was a different time, but Dr. Geary, he was a real advocate for his patients. He knew what Vikas needed. He recommended Vikas for therapy, and he suggested he find a support group, something to help him deal with the anxiety.
Wow. That's pretty forward thinking for, like, back then. So did it work? Did Vikas get better?
Well, it wasn't instant, but yeah, Those phantom snake bites, they started happening less and less. Therapy, I think, it gave him a way to really look at his fears. And the support group, I think that showed him he wasn't the only one going through something like this.
It's kind of amazing when you think about it. This whole thing, as scary as it was, it might have actually helped people start thinking differently about mental health in that community.
Absolutely. People started talking more openly about it. It really challenged how they saw things. And I think it showed everyone that connection between the mind and body. It's real.
Makes you wonder how many other things we just don't understand could be explained by, like, the subconscious.
Definitely. I mean, we're not just talking about physical stuff, right? We've got all this going on in our heads, thoughts, feelings, experiences, and they can have a real impact.
Definitely something to remember. We have to listen to our bodies,
Mm,
and we can't ignore what our minds might be trying to tell us.
exactly. If you want to be healthy, you've got to look after both your mind and your body.
Vikas's story, I mean, it really makes you think. It reminds us that sometimes the most incredible journeys, they take us inward.
And sometimes the scariest monsters, they're the ones we create ourselves.
A lot to think about. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the strange case of Vikas and those phantom snake bites. Until next time, everyone, keep exploring the mind, the world, everything.